Hey guys, it's Meredith and welcome back to my channel. So I am pretty late to the game with this tag, but I am finally doing the Midyear Freakout Tag. I really love watching this tag every single year, and I am so excited to talk about some of my favorites and least favorites of the year so far. So the first prompt is the best book that I have read so far in 2022, and this is one that I couldn't just pick one of the books, Reminders of Him by Colleen Hoover. I absolutely adored this book. It brought out so many emotions in me. It had me conflicted on, you know, whose side I was supposed to be on, and just looking at situations from different perspectives, and I really loved that about this book. I do have a spoiler-free vlog of me reading this book. If you would like to check it out, there are lots of tears, lots of emotions, so be warned. Also, Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren. This is one that tons of people love, and it is definitely worth the hype. I fell in love with the two characters. I adored the story. It was just wonderful. Another one, which is actually a new favorite, I just finished it, so I might be a little biased here, but Funny You Should Ask by Alyssa Sussman. I keep seeing a lot of just 3-star middle of the road reviews for this book, and I absolutely fell in love with this. This book reminds me if Taylor Jenkins Reid and Emily Henry had a book child. This would be it. It was funny, it had its serious moments, it was set up very much like Evelyn Hugo. It gave me Evelyn Hugo vibes. It goes from present day to back in the past when they first met. It has interviews and little excerpts from articles, and I just really loved it. I do really love books with celebrities in it. I just really love celebrity culture. I'm such a sucker for it, and so this book had everything I could want in a book, and I loved it. Probably my favorite book that I've read so far this year. Actually definitely fits into the next prompt, so I didn't want to pick it for both. And by far my favorite book I've read, my favorite sequel, A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. I cannot say enough about this book. It completely drew me in. I became obsessed. I couldn't even read ACOWAR. I just started it after reading this book, was it last month? Because I just needed the time to process how much I loved this book. The characters, the story, everything is amazing. I mean, I'm not telling you anything that you don't already know. This book is so worth the hype. Next is a new release that you have not read yet. One of those for me is Fool Me Once by Ashley Winstead. I absolutely loved In My Dreams I Hold a Knife, which was her debut, and I am so intrigued to read a romance by a thriller author because I've read a few thrillers written by romance authors, and I'm just curious how Ashley Winstead does, you know, a slow burn romance. I'm really intrigued by that. And of course, The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. Riley Sager's books have been a little hit or miss for me, but this one sounds super intriguing, and also the beginning has, I don't know if it's the dedication page, I have just seen that it starts with a Taylor Swift quote, and if you know me, you know that Taylor Swift is the perfect way to just draw me in. Taylor Swift, I'm there. So I'm excited for both of those. Next is my most anticipated read for the second half of the year, and two of my favorite authors actually have books coming out. Colleen Hoover with It Starts With Us, and Taylor Jenkins Reid with Carrie Soto Is Back. I am so excited for both of these. I just have a feeling that they are going to be two of my favorite books of the year. It Ends With Us is incredible. It was my favorite book last year, and Taylor Jenkins Reid just does not miss. And again, I love books with celebrity culture, with celebrities in them, and so I love this McRiva universe that she's created. It's so entertaining, and I'm excited to read the last installment in that. Next up is my biggest surprise of the year so far, and for this one I decided to do a pleasant surprise and then a not so pleasant surprise. So we'll start off with a negative here. My worst surprise of the year was Birthday Girl by Penelope Douglas. I read Punk 57 last year and absolutely loved it. I had so much fun with it, and it wasn't you know, this literary masterpiece or anything, but I had so much fun with it, and that's really what I was expecting with Birthday Girl, especially because everyone talks about how this one is so much better than Punk 57, and I just really disliked it. I didn't like Pike. I know that is horrendous to say, I just didn't. I liked Jordan, but I just didn't see her draw to Pike, and their relationship just didn't feel natural to me. It felt weird, and I don't know if that is just a sign that maybe age gap is not for me, or if this book just didn't hit. I don't know. I just really didn't like it. And then my biggest positive surprise was House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J Maas. I had been putting off Sarah J Maas for so long, and I think it was just me feeling very intimidated about it, or being afraid that I wouldn't like something when it's so hyped, which sounds so silly, but I was just very nervous. And then I finally jumped in to Crescent City because of my friend Sahar and her book club, and I'm so glad I did. I do regret a little bit making this my first Sarah J Maas because it took me a while to get into it. I will say, for the first 200 pages, I was getting nervous because I was not really understanding a lot of what was going on. I just was getting really nervous, and then this book took the biggest turn in such a great way, and I was so hooked. I flew through the last part of the book, and it didn't take me as long as I would have expected an 800-page book to take me. So really enjoyed this, and then this is actually what made me want to pick up her other books and start ACOTAR, so I'm very excited to continue reading more Sarah J Maas. On that note, my favorite new author, or new to me author, is Sarah J Maas. I have only read about 3.5 of her books, and I have just fallen in love with her writing and her characters, and her books just really hook me, and everything is just so high stakes. I mean, I am smiling, I'm laughing, I'm anxious, I'm almost crying. Like, she just makes me feel the range of emotions, and I really love that. So I know that I have not finished any of her series yet, so I might be saying this a little early, but I have just really enjoyed her book so far, and I'm so excited to continue on. Next up, my newest fictional crushes. So while we're just talking about Sarah J Maas, let's just talk about Rhysand, shall we? Is there a fictional crush more perfect than Rhysand? I don't know. I haven't met him. I absolutely adore Rhysand. He is so sarcastic, so sweet, so funny, and he is altogether just the perfect book boyfriend. I love him so much. Also, might as well pick, you know, a human fictional boyfriend. Lauren Hale from the Addicted series. I loved him. I love his friendship and his relationship and just everything that he has with Lily. I think that they are so sweet, and I absolutely just fell head over heels for him. I still have the other ones on my TBR, so I haven't really gotten to see too much of Connor and Reich, but so far Lauren is it for me. I absolutely love him. I said I wasn't going to do repeats on here, but I had to put this in here for books that made me cry, reminders of him. I don't think there was a book that made me cry as hard as this did. Like I said, the emotional roller coaster it takes you on, and just I sobbed. Like, in case you haven't watched my vlog, here's a picture of what I looked like. It was horrendous. I was so sad, and just tears for every reason. It's heartwarming, it's sweet, it's heartbreaking. If you haven't read this, please read it. It's so good. Next is a book that made me happy, and that was Book Lovers by Emily Henry. Emily Henry just has my heart. I absolutely love her books. I think that she is so funny, and her books have so much heart, and they are books that just really, they make me laugh, they make me cry, just all of the emotions. I loved Charlie, I loved Nora. I think that they were both such wonderful characters, and I loved the family aspects that you saw in this book and just everything. It just made me so happy. I really truly loved it. Plus, just looking at this book makes me happy because it is blue and beautiful, and it is signed, which is just amazing. Plus, all of my tabs match so nicely. So altogether, it is just, how could I not be happy just simply by looking at this book? Next is the most beautiful book that I have bought or received this year, and that is the Twisted series by Anna Huang. These book covers are so simple. It's really hard to pick up all of it on camera, but they are so simple. I mean, there's nothing crazy about them, but I just think that they are such beautiful books. And then all together, like, I love just how simple and pretty those are. They look beautiful on my shelf, so I'm really excited to read these. I haven't gotten to them yet, but I think by far these are the prettiest covers that I have bought this year. I'm just obsessed, especially this one. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be water or glitter, but it's just so pretty. And then like the jewelry on this one, like, oh, they are gorgeous. So I'm excited to add the fourth one to my stack here, but yeah, they're gorgeous. I'm obsessed. And then finally, what books do I need to finish by the end of the year? And I'm going to keep this simple and just talk about the series that I want to finish. So the first one being ACOTAR. I really would like to at least catch up to where the series is, because the series is not fully done yet. So I would like to finish ACOWAR and A Court of Frost and Starlight, and then A Court of Silver Flames. So I would like to read all of those by the end of the year. And then also the Addicted Calloway series. I have been doing awful with my reading vlogs about these, but sometimes I just don't feel the motivation to vlog, and that has impacted how quick I've read these. But I have heard that the series really picks up with the third one. Not sure if that's true, but even if it's not, I know that a lot of people like the Calloway sisters books more than the Addicted. So I gave Addicted to You 5 stars and Ricochet 4 stars. So I really liked them, so I know that the series is only going to get better, but it's just, I don't know why. And plus they're kind of chunky. I have them all back here. They're kind of chunky books. I just don't always feel the motivation to pick them up, but by the end of the year I need to finish this series. I'm really enjoying it. I'm excited about it. I don't know what the holdup is. So that was my mid-year freakout tag. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it to the end, please leave a screaming emoji, because we are all freaking out about all of the books that we still need to read. Also, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it, and also don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you would like to see more bookish content from me. So thank you guys again, and I will see you in my next video. Bye! Super intriguing. Ellie! Hey! Can we calm down? Come here. You are fine. Come here. Lay down. Sit. Lay down. You need to lay down. Yeah, calm. You dramatic.